The hieroglyphic meaning of the Chinese character lei, meaning base, is implied in the structure composed of 3 pyramids. 1. On the earth, the number 3 and 3 triangles have come along with each other since the origination of human civilization and have never separated from each other as a twin. 2. The basic structure of all the lives on the earth is composed of triangles of different sizes, which exist in the physical world in visible or invisible structure. The number 3 is an indispensable number of life. 3. They define their basic structure and function. They play a highly magical role in the relative static state of space and time. They have high speed and diffusion energy under the relative dynamic state of time and space. 3. The factors that constitute the basic structure of life on the earth are by no means accidental coincidence or the mutation of the law of life. It is the result of its proper source and planned and objective comprehensive design. 4. The generation, operation, development, and decline of life on Earth has its reasonable time span. Its destiny is determined by an invisible cosmic magic hand. It comes from the metal family in the high intelligent life of the universe. The humans and everything on the Earth are its descendants and life elements. 5. The humans owe its gene of wisdom to the wisdom heritage and intelligent enlightenment of the metal family. All human wisdom is acquired through hard exploration and enlightenment in the course of its life, as all the living materials of the humans which are obtained from labor. This is the basic law for the growth of life in the universe. 6. The extinct ancient hieroglyphs in the world and the history of today's Chinese characters are the intelligent decoding library of the evolution of humans' civilization. The secret of life is hidden behind the appearance of its square shape. We can detect the profound truth and behaviors of human beings and all things on Earth through all forms and types of characters. 7. The human's life gene came from their distant home in the universe to the new homeland on the Earth. The main task of life is to eat by mouth, walk by legs, reside in wood house, dress to cover the body with clothing, play to enjoy pleasure by the senses, think by mind, exert intelligence by mental power, use skills by physical and mental power, and sympathize, the source of life. 1, 2, 3, and 4 are the yang, namely material, and 5 is yin and yang, namely the transition of physical body to mental body. 6, 7, 8, and 9 are pure yin, namely mental body. 0 is the nirvana of life, namely the reincarnation. Residence, a rather complex systematic project for new life bodies, is a matter of the basic survival of human beings and the biggest challenge for any life to settle in a new area. If human beings want to reproduce and settle on a large scale on the Earth, it must create life materials by independent labor using the resources on the Earth according to circumstances and its capabilities. Basically, there is no possibility of obtaining residence materials from the remote home of the universe. Just like today's human migration from hometown to a new home, we must produce products using the resources on the new homeland to support ourselves, because it is impossible for us to obtain the materials we need in long term from our native land. 8. In ancient times, the ancient human beings, through their own wisdom and ability, in the process of the human evolution, discovered a new home and built a new residence. The invention of the character lei, meaning base, is an embodiment of their wisdom and important evidence to reveal the structure and origin of their residences, from which we can track down the traces of the relationship between the three and the triangles left by them in their history of existence on the earth. 9. All the human races seem to have different evolution processes, but they all have their inevitable historical connections. In the long life history of the life evolution on the earth, mankind is a tiny part in the universe, and a common family of millions of lives in the universe. For thousands of years, the humans have been treating all lives and substances in the universe in a self-righteous and presumptuous way. In fact, humans have only recognized a tiny part of the universe as a blind feeling an elephant, and often regards a part as the whole body. Most of us are likely to judge things according to conventional custom, as a frog at the bottom of a well, who denies and rejects any challenge and idea against what is observed in the sky through the opening of the well. The new thinking and exotic ideas are often denied and rejected by humans themselves, instead of being suppressed by other lives. All the new ideas and new concepts will face rampant suppression and cruel damage by the similar life bodies, who are often the major stakeholders and beneficiaries in the future. In the countless historic events in the long history of mankind, they would play a part in harming the proponents to please the opponents and quitting love with hate, because they are just a bunch of Philistines who only go after immediate interests and petty profits. From the perspective of the strict social standard in modern society, they are just a bunch of pragmatists confined in a vulgar world. According to the conventional wisdoms, they are a group of walking dead. This group of intrepid lord of the arrogance is the result of the soul degradation caused by long-term inadequacy of information sources of the human society. Perhaps they seldom, never, or dare not reflect on what they have seen. They spend more time seeking physical pleasure by eating, drinking, and playing. They have only the limited pleasure because they have never experienced the climax of human soul and spirit. They spend more time experiencing the anxiety and pain when they are sober in the dawn. With pain and anxiety, they are too weak to excrete except relieving their pain by more crazy and exciting way of life. They left behind in the beautiful world the chaotic rubbish and shrill sirens, the hard labor for the police, and the great financial cost paid by the whole society and country for their ugly deeds. It is not difficult to see that they have fallen into a vicious circle of life from which they are difficult to pull themselves out. Their behavior also dragged the whole society and the country into the endless spiral of contradiction and struggle. Of course, they will also pay for their evil behaviors by their lives. You must reap what you have sown.